So Jacob Rees-Mogg is the business secretary these days, and some people felt that in his remarks this morning he sort of attacked the Bank of England. What he actually said in response to journalists saying that the government's crashed the economy and caused this financial turbulence, he actually made a really solid point. The day before the mini-budget on the 23rd of September, on the 22nd of September, the Bank of England only raised interest rates by 0.5%, and the markets were expecting a 0.75% rise. The Federal Reserve in the US had raised by 0.75%, 3 months in a row, so that meant the dollar attracted more money, the dollar got stronger and the pound got weaker. And it was a completely relevant point that he made. It was taken as an attack. And then when he appeared here on GBNews, he spoke to Gloria and Mark Longhurst before the show with you. He said he believes the Bank of England is independent. He's not telling the Bank of England what to do. He kind of reined in that idea that he'd been attacking the Bank of England, and rightly so, because the worst thing that we could have now, Patrick, when the world's financial markets analysts are looking at the UK economy, they seem to have alighted on the UK for now because they know there's a lot of political turmoil, a Prime Minister who's quite weak in terms of her own parliamentary party and so on. He knows, I think he's right, that if you start to get open warfare between the Bank of England and the Treasury, then speculators really will attack the pound. They really will attack our bond market. They really will push up borrowing costs because the sort of governance structure of the UK will start to look dysfunctional. So what Jacob Rees-Mogg has been doing this afternoon has been trying to quell that idea that he's having a proper go at the Bank of England.
Could I ask you, it might be a point this, which is that actually it doesn't really suit the Labour Party or a lot of political opponents, or dare I say it, some of their opponents in the media, to have economic stability at the minute, because economic instability makes it more likely there's going to be a general election, makes it more likely that Liz Truss might be voted out, that the Tories might be voted out, etc. And I can't help but wonder, actually, exactly who is playing roulette with our economy at the minute when it comes to that. Could some forces potentially be deliberately stirring the chaos up in order to get what they want politically?
Yeah, I don't think, we should be surprised that Her Majesty's opposition is trying to, suggest that the government's caused chaos. That's what they do. That's why democracy is the worst possible system of government, except for all the other systems, as Churchill once said. I think Labour are being disingenuous when they say that Downing Street has crashed the economy, because I think what we're seeing on financial markets is the culmination of trends over many, many months, as you and I discussed yesterday and indeed in the last hour. I think the political and media class, a lot of ordinary people think this is a parlour game to them. A lot of us, we look sort of insulated from the real world. We don't really draw across the media from all sections of the population, socio-economically and politics as well. And so to a lot of people, it does look like we're having some kind of, parlour game with this, and it's just a sport for lots of us. It isn't a sport for me. It's a really serious thing. I think that there is a lot of financial insecurity out there, and I think it is irresponsible for politicians to try and deliberately stoke up fear, whether they're on the Tory backbenches and they voted for Rishi Sunak and they don't like Liz Truss, or they're on the opposition benches. And I think sometimes the public senses that, and I think the public is a lot more sophisticated than the political and media class think. And I think they see that. They see that people are playing games, and they take umbrage at that.
Especially in the particular economic climate that we've got at the minute. The last thing people want is for people to be playing games in the middle of a cost of living crisis.
Yeah, it's all very well for people to stand at the dispatch box and throw around totally, suggestions that the British economy is completely on its knees, and if you've got a pension, the pension's going to be taken away, and that the economy is about to collapse. Meanwhile, an investment that was about to happen to create 1,000 jobs in a community that needs them doesn't happen. Meanwhile, a pensioner has serious mental health problems, unsurprisingly, because people on the telly are telling him or her that they're going to lose their income. So I'd like to see a lot more balance, a lot more responsibility, a lot more knowledge, actually, and even-handedness when we're reporting this financial turmoil. I like to think that's what you get here on GB News.
Absolutely, and that's why we're delighted to have you. Thank you very much, Liam.